Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lesson 3 in Stress Management. Today, we're going to talk about how important it is to be a friend to yourself. Sometimes, when we feel angry or upset, it's easy to tell ourselves things that aren't very kind. But it's really important that we know to tell ourselves really nice things about ourselves to help us get through some of those emotions we might be feeling. Today's book is called Listening with My Heart, and it's about a little girl who learns that lesson. She messes up with something and she gets kind of frustrated, and she starts to say unkind things to herself, but then she realizes that it's really important to be a really good friend to yourself to help yourself feel better. So today's book is called Listening with My Heart. Esperanza's tummy fluttered as she practiced her lines on the porch. Today was a class play. Waiting for Mama to walk her to school, she paced back and forth when she spotted a heart-shaped rock. So there's Esperanza practicing her lines, and then there's her rock. Esperanza picked it up and showed Mama as soon as she stepped outside. "I see you found a little treasure," said Mama. Esperanza rubbed its rough surfaces and felt a twinkle of joy. "Maybe it's a sign." "For what?" asked Mama. She thought about the class play later that afternoon and wondered what it would be like to be in the spotlight. "To put my heart into everything I do," she answered. At that moment, she heard scratching and a soft cry. Esperanza peeked under the stairs and spotted a kitty, shaking and shivering. No Mama in sight. She scooped up the kitty into her lap and cuddled her. "She's all alone. I think she's hungry." Esperanza reached into her lunch bag, pinched off a little piece of chicken, and offered it to the kitty, who gobbled it up. "Mama, I think the rock is a reminder to spread kindness and love. That's what we do when we listen with our hearts." "I think you're on to something," said Mama. "Can we keep Cleocatra, please?" asked Esperanza, who already named the kitty. "Queens are always welcome in our house," said Mama. "If she's here after school, we'll take her in." So there's the kitty that they named Cleocatra. And there's Cleocatra and Esperanza. She's feeding her a little piece of chicken out of her lunchbox. That was nice. At school, Esperanza was more focused on the play than math or reading. Clutching her script during recess, she noticed Bo sitting all alone on the bench. He was new in school, and he didn't speak much English. She wondered if he felt lonely or scared. Esperanza found a soccer ball and kicked it over to him. Aw, poor Bo. Esperanza's gonna help him out. They're gonna play soccer. That's nice to do when we see someone sitting alone. It's nice to go over and just ask if they're okay. A smile spread across Bo's face. He stood, popped the ball in the air, and bounced it between his knees. And his head a few times. "Dude's got moves," thought Esperanza. They spent recess giggling and making up all kinds of hand signs. So there they are, playing soccer and hanging out. It's nice to play with people when they feel lonely or sad. It makes them feel happy and important. Afterwards, Esperanza borrowed Miss Owen's English-Vietnamese dictionary. She wrote "friend" in Vietnamese, drew a picture of Bo and her, and put it on his desk. Esperanza rubbed the rock in her pocket. Listening with her heart made her feel at peace inside. So there she is. She's making a picture of her and Bo and wrote the word "friend" on it in Vietnamese because that's the language that Bo spoke before he came to the USA. That's so nice. Finally, it was time for the performance. It was too late for Bo to be in the play, but he stood at Miss Owen's side as a stagehand. Excitement bubbled as Esperanza waited for her cue. So there they are on the play. That's cool. Esperanza walked on stage and tripped as she was supposed to say her first line and splattered across the stage. When she got up, she forgot all of her lines, so Miss Owen whispered them to her from backstage. Heat rushed through Esperanza's body as all eyes were glued on her. She wished she could disappear. No. Sometimes we make mistakes, and that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes things just happen, and it's not even our fault that the mistake happened. Just like Esperanza, it wasn't her fault she tripped. I ruined the play, thought Esperanza, rushing off stage. As soon as she'd finished her part, I messed up in front of everyone. She tucked herself behind some props, so no one would see her. Esperanza noticed her body shaking, and her face was still burning. She took a deep breath and dug the rock out of her pocket. It was cracked and lopsided, just how she felt. Esperanza touched her hand to her heart in disappointment. Esperanza's not being a good friend to herself right now, because she's telling herself she ruined the play, even though, like I said, everyone makes mistakes, and I'm sure the play went fine. She just messed up one little part, but everyone messes up sometimes. Beau found Esperanza a few minutes later and handed her a drawing with the word friend written above it. Esperanza nodded. She hadn't been treating herself like a friend. Sometimes when we get upset, our friends can make us feel better. It's important to have good friends like Beau, who, if you make a mistake, will just tell you it's okay, and they'll help you out. Esperanza realized this wasn't the first time she'd been unkind to herself. At the soccer game last weekend, she'd missed the ball that swooshed by her head and they lost the game. "Nice work," a player from the other team yelled as all the other girls laughed. Esperanza thought she'd let her team down, and she was the worst soccer player in the world. Thinking those thoughts made her feel worse. That's why it's important when we feel sad or scared to tell ourselves, it's okay, maybe next time I'll make the goal. Or it's okay, in the next play I won't fall. Those are ways to be good friends to yourself. Sometimes it's hard though. Sometimes we might need a reminder from our mom or our dad or somebody else. But like Esperanza's learning, it's very important to be the best friend to ourselves. At the curtain call, Esperanza reminded herself that she hadn't ruined the play. She had had an accident, and accidents happen to everybody. Listening with her heart wasn't just about giving kindness to others. It was also about giving herself kindness too. I can be a good friend to myself, said Esperanza. She has the picture Beau made her, and she looks a little better. She looks a lot better. It's good to tell ourselves positive things. When Esperanza got home, she focused on her favorite things. She zipped down the hill on her bike and made the afternoon painting on the kitchen table. She also got a hug she needed from Mama and some cuddles from Cleopatra. Sometimes to be a good friend to ourselves, we need to do something that helps us calm down and feel better about ourselves. So Esperanza rode her bike, hugged her mom, and hugged her cat. And that's some good strategies when we feel big emotions to help us calm down. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed this book. My challenge for you today is to tell me one positive thing that describes you. This can maybe be something that you tell yourself when you're feeling upset or angry or sad. You can say, I'm awesome, or I'm really kind. And that's a good positive quality to have. Let me know what word describes you that's positive. I can think of so many different qualities that you guys have and come up with so many positive things that you guys are. But let me know how you view yourself. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.